You want to learn wing foiling? Today we're going to talk about how to get started with a stand-up paddle and a wing. Let's get going. Thanks so much for joining us. Today we have an exciting video. We're going to get going on your journey to learn wing foiling. We have tons of video to help you get going, to learn the easiest way. Wing foiling is not easy, but if you put in the time, you can do it 100%. Today we're going to talk about how to get started with a stand-up paddle. But first, check out Wing Foil Pro Center for all of your needs, whether you want to take lessons here in Florida. We are located in Stuart, Florida, or if you need gear, we also ship everywhere in the US and Canada. But let's get going. You already have maybe a stand-up paddle in your garage, or you just want to get one. You might be able to get one that works great for using it as a stand-up paddle and using it with a wing. When you are going to use a stand-up paddle, the most challenging part is that you are going to need a fin. So a center fin is essentially going to help you stay upwind. That's going to be the main challenge if you use a stand-up paddle without a center fin. You're probably going to end up downwind, or it's going to be hard to stay upwind. I love this board. Imagine the Bula Board. You can get it with the Bula blade, which is like super easy to put on, and then it works great for the wing. You could also put a windsurf sail on it. So many use to it, so that's the one we're going to use today. So before we get going on the skills, a few things that you need: a helmet, an impact vest, a leash. If you wanted to, you could get knee pads. You are going to spend quite some time on your knees, so if your knees are bothering you, definitely knee pads could help. You can get them from like Home Depot. Just like any kind of like knee pad is going to help you in the first stages where you spend a lot of time on your knees. So the skills we are going to work on today are actually the same skills you would work on if you were getting started with a foil board. It's just going to make it easier with the stand-up paddle. Your first challenge is going to be figure out how to handle the wing, then take this to the water on the board when it's less stable, and then how to stay upwind. What's going to happen is you're going to get in the water and the wind is pushing you. So where you started, if the wind was like, let's say side shore, you stand here, most likely you're going to end up down. So first challenge, can we get back to the same spot where we started? So you go to the beach, you go out, can you come back at the same point? Okay, let's talk quick about the wing handling that I want you to practice on the beach. Don't rush this part. You really want to get comfortable with the wing before you get to the water. It's going to be a lot easier to handle the wing on stable ground than once you are in the water. So you're going to be holding the wing by the handle on the leading edge. That's kind of like your totally depowered position. The wing at this point just acts as a flag. It's the way you're going to carry the wing to the water. No power at all. We're going to make our way to the handles. So I'm going to grab front handle, bring it above my head. Now the back handle is right here, and I'm going to put a tiny bit of power. I don't ever want to push it, otherwise it's very unstable and it's going to push me down. So I want my front hand to be high, and the back hand is going to give a tiny pull to give it some power. Try to practice just holding the wing with your fingertips. That way you can see the wind is very gusty right here. So if I'm forcing it, if I'm gripping the wing so hard, I'm not allowing the wing to move with the wind that I have, and it just doesn't work. You don't want to fight it. You just want to handle the wing and do small adjustments, not force the wing. Often if I'm forcing the wing, it does things I don't want it to do, where if I just hold it by the fingertips and make small adjustments, it works better. So getting used to holding the wing above your head and walking with it. So I'm gonna walk one way, that's going one way with the wing, then I'm gonna let the back hand go replace, move to the other way, grab it with the back end, give it a tiny bit of power, and then practice walking with it the other way. This is a very important part. It should be feel very natural, very easy to do before you get to the water. So once you get a really good feel for walking with your wing, what we need to do is, what if you are in the water, you catch the wing tip, wing is upside down. We just need to know quickly how to flip it. Two ways easier. I'm standing here, so it's much easier. When I'm on the board, often I will be lower, but I can push and lift the opposite wingtip. Now I use the wing to flip it, or especially when it's a bigger wing, I go to one end, I lift the opposite into the wind. Now I go back to the middle and it's here. I want to use basically this as leverage. If I'm lifting here, I can only go so high, it's not going to flip. I need to flip the opposite. So now I can catch the wind and it flips. So once we got that down, practice a few times on the beach, and then that's an important thing. You go in the water, you're going to climb on your board. The way I like to do it is I'm holding my wing. I'm not letting my wing fly downwind because I'm going to use my wing as extra flotation, extra stability. So I'm going to approach my bird from upwind, downwind of the bird, upwind of the bird. My wing is always flying downwind, so that's where it's going to be pointing. I'm going to grab the rail, I'm going to get on the bird, and I'm holding the rail and the wing connected. If I let my wing go and I'm only holding the bird, I only have the stability of the bird. But if I hold the wing and the bird in the same time, now I have the stability from the bird and the wing because I'm connecting them. So that's going to help me just get situated, get to my knees, make sure I'm in a good position. I'm going to be about centered, the nose is not shooting up, the nose is not digging in. Now, in this position, remember, while we are like climbing on it, I'm starting to drift because the wind is already pushing me. And often what's going to happen is the nose of the bird is going to start pointing downwind. So the wind is coming from the camera here. 90 degrees, when my bird is at a 90-degree angle, anything toward the wind, that's going to be upwind. 90, anything past that is going to be downwind. So naturally, if I'm not doing anything, my nose is going to be pointing downwind and I'm starting to go downwind. So we don't want to stay on the bird without power for too long, otherwise we start making our way downwind. So I'm climbing on the bird. First challenge is grabbing the wing, I bring it above my head, I give it a tiny bit of power, and right away I want to try to get the nose to be pointed back, slightly upwind. That's the goal. How can we get the nose to point upwind? You're always going to be fighting that at the beginning. So two ways to go upwind. If you think about it as I am a pole, I can rotate. I put a sail this way. The wind coming from the camera is pushing it. Boom, you see if I was on the bird, it would be bringing my nose down. If I put a sail this way of me, the wind is pushing it, it's pointing that nose upwind. So where I hold my wing is going to affect if I'm going to be bringing the nose down or if I'm going to be bringing the nose upwind. So often when I'm holding it, if I'm looking in between my arms, that's going to be going downwind. Why? Because my wing is in front of me. So it's pushing me, pushing the nose downwind. What I want to do is bring my wing back, it's going to feel like a twist in your body. My front arm has a 90-degree bend. I'm looking over my shoulder and my front hand is by my opposite shoulder. That's kind of that bend. And now that's gonna help me drive the nose upwind. That is one way that you can affect, are you going upwind or are you going downwind with the wing. The other way is your position on the board. I don't know if you've done some stand-up paddle with a paddle, but if I stand in the middle of it, I'm gonna take a very wide turn. If I move back, I'm gonna have a lot more leverage on the nose. Same thing when I use my wing. If I'm in the middle and I'm doing exactly what I told you, to be in this position, feel like a twist, and I'm not going upwind, maybe you are too far forward on the board and you don't have that leverage. So you're gonna move back and try again. Often, if you are back, further back, not to the point where your nose is shooting up and you are falling backward, just enough so that you feel that leverage and you can really drive that nose upwind. Once you find the sweet spot, just by lifting your butt here, it's gonna move your weight forward. So if I want more leverage on the nose and I want to drive upwind more, maybe I bring my butt down, I have more weight in the back, it's helping me. If that's too much, maybe I lift a bit and that's gonna move my weight forward, and I can affect the direction I'm going just by the position I'm in. So the two ways we have, holding my wing, 90-degree bend, back arm extended, looking over my shoulder, and then if I need more, I move back, and that's gonna help me drive the board upwind. When it's time to turn around, what I like to do, instead of falling or whatever, I depower my wing. Naturally, my nose is gonna go downwind. I'm gonna let it go downwind and then pick up my wing again and go the other way. That way you spend the least amount of time every time you fall. That's when you kind of like drift down and then you have to recover that ground you lost by going upwind, extra going upwind, so we wanna try to avoid that. Once you can stay upwind, you can go out and back to the same point where you started. Victory, you did it. If you can even go upwind of where you started, great. That would be easier. If you want to just go downwind, you do nothing and you end up downwind. So that would be the first step. Step 2 that you're gonna work on is getting to your feet. So now, same thing, I'm going, my nose is pointed upwind, I'm in a great position, easy, everything is under control. I need to make my way to my feet. So I'm going this way, my right leg is gonna go up first. So, boom, I go up. Now I'm in a tripod position, and if you notice what happened here is by doing that, my weight shifted forward. So I need to make sure that every movement I can keep the nose pointing in the same direction. That's the goal. So throughout the entire process, I want to be in the same direction, pointing in the same direction. So maybe when I put my front foot up, I don't go too far forward. I need to fix, if my nose is starting to go downwind, I need to go and fix that before I move forward with putting my back foot up. I'm on tripod position, one foot up, I'm able to go in the same direction. Good, we're gonna go back foot, and now same thing. Am I keeping the same direction or am I going downwind? And remember, exactly like when we were on our knees, we move back to have more leverage. If I'm on my feet and I can't go upwind, two options. Maybe I lean a bit over my back foot, that's gonna help me drive upwind, or I move my feet slightly back and now I might be able to drive the board upwind better. When it's time to turn around, you're gonna, if you wanna play it safe, go back to your knees, depower the wing, let the nose go downwind. Boom, nose is going downwind. We are rotating. I switch my hand and now I'm gonna pick up my wing. First challenge, bringing that nose up. You're always gonna have a good side and a bad side, so one side you're gonna have to work on it more. And same thing from this side. Can I stay upwind, keep that same angle, left foot up? Am I still going in the same angle? I'm good. Back foot, and then keep that same angle. Once you can successfully go out and back and come back to the same spot on your knees, on your feet, then I want you to play with finding how can I go and be in control of, am I going upwind or am I going downwind? Play with it. This is going to be very useful for when you are ready to get up on foil. All of this is going to be so valuable, so don't rush the process. I really want you to be able to go in any direction you want, be in control of where you are going, always come back to the same spot. This is the priority before you move up to trying to get up on foil. So these are the skills you can practice with a stand-up paddle. Once you can achieve that and be comfortable with everything we talked about, then that's when it's time to move to a smaller burn, a foil burn, so you have a chance to learn how to get up on foil. Make sure to reach out to us, Wing Foil Pro Center. I will help you pick up the exact setup that is right for you. You definitely don't want to get something wrong. There is a lot of information out there. It can be confusing. And if you get the right thing, it's just going to make your progression smoother. You're gonna have a better time on the water. So reach out to us, Wing Foil Pro Center. I will help you personally get the right setup for you. So I hope this video was helpful. And now go out there, have the best time ever, and we'll see you guys in the next video.